Feel good deep inhales, nice relaxing exhales. As our body is relaxing, our mind is relaxing, preparing for this physical practice, we start to tune in to the intention for our class today. The idea that we're playing with is the idea of rhythms. So specifically, a big part of our body that we're working on physically is hamstring area. The hamstrings, especially when we've had colder days, we tend to not go out so much. And so our legs tend to, not be stretched and moved quite so often. And so this is a perfect day just to get into the legs, get them moving, get the circulation going, get some of the lymph flowing out of them. So that's our big focus today. But with that idea of rhythms, think about how many rhythms we've got going on in our body. So we've got our breath, that's that rhythm that carries us from the very first moment of life all the way to the last. We've got the rhythm of our heart. We've got rhythms of waking up and going to sleep, rhythms of seasons. We've got so many rhythms that kind of dictate our reality. And so rhythms are our inspiration today. We'll be playing, kind of pulsing in and out of some of our poses. And what we're imagining is trying to find the rhythm of, say, the hamstrings, if that's what we're working on at that moment. And it's not to say that there is necessarily a rhythm, but we're imagining it's like our body's a musical instrument. What frequency, what rhythm do our hamstrings like to be played at? And so that's the type of stuff that we're playing with as we move through our class. So it's very much an intuitive rhythm. It's something that only you really know, but we'll be playing, kind of pulsing in and out lots of ways. So that's our intention. That's the idea that will lead us into this class today. So with that, to get us started, let's begin to take knees into chest, hand on each knee, take some easy little movements for low back. It's our first chance to tune in, check with how that low back feels. There'll be some beautiful inhales and exhales. Good. And just to help us warm up the body a hair, we're going to take a little core movement. Start off with stretching right leg up to sky, and then hover left leg above ground. And then we're going to just slowly switch back and forth between the legs. You're welcome to use hands on each leg that comes up. Just a little pulse, and then switching. Or you cannot use hands and have it be more about muscular strength of legs. So you get to choose. Don't feel like you have to rush this unless that's the rhythm that feels good. But it's just kind of tuning in. It's like a musical instrument. You have to tune it first. You have to see how the rhythm is even, getting played at all. How does it sound in comparison to other parts? And so imagine this is kind of like strumming all these hamstrings, allowing them to speak to you just a little bit. And whatever pace you're going at, take 2 more switches for each leg. As you're wrapping up your second set, sooner or later, you'll end up with right leg up to sky. And drop that left leg on the floor. Just completely release. That left leg, send a little bit of energy down. Just a little bit of activation. You can grab on wherever it's comfortable. And we're going to help that right leg out just a bit. We're going to do little pulses. So the knee bends just a hair, and then re-straighten it back out where it was. And you get to choose how fast this pulsing is, but keep it going for a little while. A slight bend to the knee and then re-straighten. I personally like to imagine that each time I re-straighten a leg, it's like I'm bringing the foot just a hair deeper than it was the last set. Just keep on playing, maybe 3 more pulses for this side. Good. And then from here, use the right hand to support the right leg. The leg is going to start opening out to the right. We're not trying to tilt too much, so try to keep the hips more or less on the ground. Just support that leg for just another breath or so, opening out wide. And then when we lift the right leg back up, let the leg cross over the body about a 45-degree angle to the left. This gets us into the outer thigh, so I'm making sure that we're tuning into some of these muscle groups that are surrounding the hamstrings. Pause there, another good breath in and out. And then we're gonna take this into a twist. So continue to drop it down to the left. You can keep the leg straight or you can bend the knee. It's whatever feels better for your body at this point. Just an easy spinal twist. Straight leg or bent knee. The breath for this leg, huge inhale. Nice exhale. And then reset the hips back to floor. Bending right knee, the foot goes to ground, and just slide that leg long on the earth. Send a little bit of energy, a little bit of activation, keeping that right leg grounded. And left leg begins to work its way up to sky. So you can grab on with hands if you'd like, wherever you can comfortably reach. And let's start to do those little pulses. So it doesn't have to be much, but a little bit of bend to the knee, and then re-straighten. The tempo of this is the tempo of your body. Trying to find the rhythm that wants to flow here. It's kind of an intuitive thing because nobody can tell you what that rhythm of your body is. It's something you have to listen for. So maybe 2 more pulses. Just that comfortable grip. Holding on just a bit longer, right where it's at. Good. Support the left leg with the left hand as you open leg to left. Any amount. Try not to bring the hips with you too much. His leg starts to work its way back up. It's the 45-degree angle, so about 45 degrees to the right. You can feel the outer thigh, outer hip area start to stretch right there. Beautiful. And head to the twist so you can keep the leg straight or bend it. Just continue to fall over to the right. More of the muscular release, weight of it dropping down. But 2 more breaths, finding the rhythm of our breath right now. So that second breath, start to unwind the body from here. Hips are back down, leg can release down. And we'll take our way up to a comfortable seated place, however you'd like to get there. Some people roll, some people use their core, some people go through the side. So however feels good. And once we're up, take a moment going into cobbler's pose, bottoms of feet together. Start to feel the back muscles release as you tilt forward. The hamstrings have so much surrounding them. There's these low back muscles on the top, and we'll start to play with calf muscles and even feet muscles, feeling how all that will impact that flexibility of the hamstring area. Just give that low back a chance to release. Even the weight of the head dropping down can help some of the back muscles to relax into the stretch. Now as the spine starts to lift its way back up, we're going to play with another rhythm. The knees fly up. We've got the heels planted in front of us, and the fingertips just gently propping us up behind. So we're going to do a little pulse here. Anytime the legs are sliding in, the feet are flexed. Let the heart start to arch up. And then as the legs straighten out, feel the spine, the low back area engage to straighten and point the toes. So pull in and spine straighter, point. Pull in and point. Take another 3, 2, 1. Good. Leave them out in front of you. So if hips are kind of pulling us back, leave the fingertips on the floor. If you're able to engage the spine, keeping it nice and tall, maybe the fingers start to float off to the side, feeling our back muscles start to take over a little bit. If we can still maintain that straightness of the spine, leading the arms up to sky, feel that lift, feel the back muscle strength. Let's take one more inhale. Exhale, let's release into forward fold. You'll notice that both legs stretching together feels different than one at a time, like we were doing on our back. So we're not always able to go quite as far with 2 legs. So just have patience here. Let those muscles start to relax even deeper, knowing that we'll progress further and further as we travel through class. Just take one more huge inhale. A nice exhale. And the spine starts to lift back up. Let's bend our knees. We're sending the legs underneath our body, coming to a nice kneeling spot. And we're finding the rhythm of our spine as we start to take some of our cat pose. So again, don't feel like you have to rush your way up and down with the spine, but find that rhythm that works, especially one that synchronizes with breath. Exhales and inhales. More cycle. And 1. Beautiful. Setting up for a cat stretch. Our right toe slides to the back of the mat. And we start to press that right heel back. Some people press with this left knee on the ground. Some people have to lift it up. They need to press so far to actually feel sensation. So just go as deep as your path needs. Like I mentioned, we need to stretch some of the surrounding areas to help the hamstrings out. It's also good about the lymphatic system. Getting all these surrounding areas can get some of the swollen stuff out of our legs. Good. So if left knee lifted, lower it back down. And start to float that right leg behind you, bending the knee. So with that right leg floating, try to float the left arm to the side. That's a balance. If that's where our balance is at, stay playing with that. If that hand can grab the foot, pause for a moment with the quad stretch first. So trying to get the foot as close to glute as possible. Yeah, and it's okay to just play with balance too. That's all good. Okay. Switching from quad stretch to a moment with a back bend, push the foot into the hand, pull the heart arch forward. Beautiful. Release. Drop the right knee down. Slide the left toes to back of mat. Calf stretch. Push as deep as you need to fill the calf. Should be left foot. One more huge breath. Go in and out. Okay, if right knee lifted, lower it. Float the left leg, bending the knee. Sometimes we're playing with balance, so right hand is floating off to right. If that right hand can grab the toes, it's a quad stretch. So foot trying to touch glute. Okay, and if you'd like to try for the back bend, foot pushes into hand, pull that heart arch forward, a little bit of belly stretching, chest opening, and more inhale, and exhale, the knees dropping back down. Spread the fingers wide, getting the entire surface area of the hands to press down. And from there, 3 times we're gonna pulse back and forth between this gentle kneeling shape and a down dog. So tuck the toes, lift the hips up to down dog, feel that first pulse, and slowly hover knees back to ground. Good, 2 more, lift up, maybe hips go even higher. Gentle back down. How that warms up those muscles. One more time, this one we can stay all the way up in downward facing dog. If you'd like to do little wiggles, it's a great chance to just loosen up some tight steps. This is one that you're allowed to stay in as long as it feels good at this moment. So some of us might stay a bit longer. Some of us might be about satisfied. Whenever you reach the point where you're happy in that down dog, help your feet make their way up to top of mat. Just a nice, easy forward fold when you get there, no rush. Good. So again, feel that chance for both hamstrings to be stretching together. One more huge breath cycle. Inhale fills. And exhale releases. The following inhale brings us up to stand. Nice easy little back bend. Good. Hands down to heart. Beautiful. Giving our shoulders just a moment. Take the right arm across the chest. The left arm hugs it in. I'll oftentimes tilt my head to the left. Okay, open the arms back out. And left arm gets the hug. Pull it in. Maybe head leans to right. Inhale. Exhale, open back out. Good. From stacked spine, start to shift your weight onto your right foot. You're trying to see if you can grab left hand to left foot behind your back. This is just a simple quad stretch. So you should be feeling that front of left thigh stretching. If you don't feel that, either pull the knee backwards a little bit or scoop your tailbone under a little bit. Either will take us right into the quad stretch. Give that just a couple more breaths. If you fall out, no worries, come back in. One more inhale. Exhale. So as we release left foot, step that just slightly behind the right. We're lifting up the ball of the right foot and we're leaning forward into calf stretch. So some of us will grab those right toes and pull them back. And some of us, just by leaning forward, we can feel our calf. So whatever you need to do. A couple of easy breaths here. Okay, so ball of the right foot goes to floor. Straighten both legs. This is a shortened stance for pyramid pose. So with two straight legs, hands can go to shin, blocks, or floor. We're just enjoying that simple version of both legs straightening. That's a slight shift into that right hamstring. Inhale. Exhale, the right knee bends as much as you need to get left hand to floor. Slide the left foot back. Right hand reaches up to sky in a twist. Right hand drops down, lower that back knee. And we're taking a nice little psoas stretch. So fingers can be on the floor or hands to thigh, but our goal is to try to get the hips sinking forward. So we're feeling the stretch front of left thigh, hip area. You can keep hands here. Some people like to stretch arms up to the sky or even bring hands to low back, taking a little back bend. Just one more huge inhale. Exhale, hips go over this back knee. Heel toe this front leg straight. Dropping hands down, it's a half split. You should feel even more sensation than that pyramid we did a moment ago. And let's find another little rhythmic pulse. We're letting the front toes point and flex. Let's do twice more. Point, flex, point, flex, and find your favorite spot between the two, the spot that feels the tightest. A huge breath flows in and out. So stick with me for this transition. What we're doing is placing this right foot pretty close to where the front of the back knee is on the ground. Tucking the back toes. We're trying to sit our weight onto the back heel if we can handle that much pressure. If that's too much pressure for the foot, just bring some of your weight forward from there. So it's basically a bottom of foot stretch for that left foot. If you can take your weight all the way up, great. Hands can be on floor, thigh, wherever you can handle it. Yep, floor is fine. Give it a couple of good breaths. Easy breath goes in and out. 2 more seconds. Good. So we're going to head into standing split on this right foot that's planted. So we need the hands on the floor to help support us. And then we shift that left leg to try to lift up to sky. Let that left foot circle out. After that intense stretch we were just in, that should feel really nice. Good, and we're gonna take step by step to make our way, come back up to top of mat. So that left foot steps in front of the right foot on the ground. Right foot goes up, brief standing split. Good, right foot steps in front of left. And let's do one more. So left lifts. And when it drops down, we're in a forward fold at top. Give the body a huge inhale. Exhale. Inhale, rise. Hands to heart. Good work. Second side, we're shifting our weight onto left foot. Try to grab right hand to right foot behind our back. Quad stretch. Remember to look at something that's not moving. Sometimes the ground is nice. Mirror is kind of hard, so I'd pick a point either toward top or bottom. You don't want to be gazing at something that's moving. That'll shift you right out of balance. Remember, if you need to pull the knee back or scoop your tailbone under, that'll help. 2 more breaths. When we release this right foot, we step it slightly behind. Lift up ball of left. We're leaning forward into calf stretch. Nice inhale. Exhale. That modified kind of shortened stance for pyramid. So both legs straighten as we continue to drop the hands down to the degree that feels good. Left knee, right hand to floor, slide the right foot back, left hand to sky. As left hand drops down, right knee lowers. Make sure the knee's in front of the knee doesn't go past the toes as you sink your weight forward. Nice lunge. Keep hands at thigh, yep, reach to sky, or even the low back version. One more inhale. Exhale, easy half split. So the front leg needs to scoop forward until it's straight. Drop the hands down. Do a couple of pulses. Point the toes. Flex the foot back. 3. Point to 2. And 1. And choose your favorite point between those two, just to enjoy a little bit longer. Right bottom of foot stretch. So left foot needs to slide in quite a bit. And from there, tuck the right toes. Send only as much weight as you can handle for the bottom of that foot. Maybe hands stay on the floor, leaning forward. Maybe we're all the way up stacked with the spine. As much weight back to that heel as we can handle. Just a few more breaths. Pretty intense on that foot. Take one more good huge breath that goes in and out. Good. So standing split, the fingers need to find the floor. And then it's right leg reaching up to sky. Let that foot circle out a couple of times. Those 3 big steps to come up to top. So right foot goes a little in front, left leg standing split. And left foot steps. Right foot one more time, reach. And land in the forward fold. Bonus breath flows in, out, circle up to sky. As we leave the hands up, drop the right hand to right thigh, lean to the right. Good, right hand up, switch, lean to the left. Back up, hand to heart. Feet about as wide as mat, toes turning out. We'll try for Malasana. If anybody needs to sit on blocks, that's also fine. Or just be in a higher squat position. So we're trying to squat all the way down, elbows pushing into knees. Try to keep feet flat on the floor if you can. Good, higher squat is fine if the knees don't like it. Looks good. Good, 3 good breaths. Gracefully as possible. We're going to try to go down to sit. So one hand in front, one hand behind. Lower the hips to floor. Extend left leg out in front. Tuck the right foot in. Circle arms to sky with a huge inhale. Exhale, let's go to this nice forward fold. And be conscious about if the foot is flexed or pointed for a reason. Maybe take a couple of pulses back and forth, just to feel how the calf is doing when you pull the toes up and how the ankle front of shin is doing when you point the toes out. If there's one spot that feels particularly good, choose to stick with that spot. Spine lifts up, switch legs, huge circle up to sky, inhale, exhale, release forward. Again, consciousness about if we're pointing or flexing the foot based on what feels best. Huge inhale, exhale, rising up, swing the legs back around underneath us. We'll take 3 pulses, either from child pose to cobra or from down dog to cobra, back and forth. So your choice. Either way, the hips go back, child or down dog. And then forward like a cobra. 3. Think of this like an ocean wave, trying to find the rhythm of our body there. 2. And 1. We can choose to stay in down dog or child. You chose child. Let's start to make our way up to down dog. Any amount of time wiggling here until you're ready to work back up to top of mat. One more inhale. Exhale. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hands down to heart. Right elbow winds under left. And get it into a nice shoulder stretch. So sometimes the elbows need to lift just a little bit as we press the shoulders down. So if the shoulders are in that gentle opener, continue to sit the hips back. This is version 1, stay in the fierce pose. Version 2 is right thigh wraps over left, both. Version 3, if the balance is allowing, maybe 3 pulses, finding the rhythm, trying to get elbows close to thighs, and then back up. 2, 1. Good. Straighten the left leg, float the right knee. Kick back, warrior 3. Land the right foot, warrior 1, elbows up to sky for a moment. And as you release the arms, take 3 large arm circles, sweep forward, up and back. And 2, 1. Beautiful. Look up the sky. And from here, dropping hands to hips, front leg straightens. We're in a bit of a deeper pyramid than before. Our feet are a lot wider. Still make sure our hips are square forward as we start to drop our weight down. Maybe walking down to thigh, to shin, blocks, or floor. Just a bit more intense than before. Good. Same transition to the twist. Right hand down, slide the right foot back. Left hand briefly reaches up to sky. And as it drops down, we lower the back knee. Front leg straightens. We're engaging the Golgi tendon reflex, hands on the floor. What we're doing is trying to contract the hamstrings for a count of 10. And then when we relax into it afterwards, the hamstrings will be able to release a bit deeper. So we contract it by pushing heel into ground. So do heel into ground as hard as you can for a count of 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now hamstring completely is relaxed. Either allow belly to drop further forward or scoot further forward, any amount towards split that you'd like to go to. Easy breaths. Inhale, exhale. If we scooted forward, scoot it back to the spot where that left foot is on mat. We're going to transition again to standing split from there. So lifting up the back knee, bump the hands forward, float the right leg up to sky. And then we're using this to transition down to ground. Right knee touches the outside of left foot. And then we walk our hands backwards to set the hips down. We should have left leg crossed over. That's okay, make it as graceful as whatever happens. Okay, that's all good, it's all good. The left leg crossed over, take a twist, right hand on the knee, Left hand behind. More inhale. And exhale. Leave this right foot tucked in. Left leg straightens out. Left hand plants in front of left leg. Right hand reaches over, a nice lateral lean. And then dropping the hand down, both hands are surrounding left leg, lean to that side. Spine raises up. Again, leave this right leg here. The left leg continues the journey all the way back behind us into pigeon. So you could stay higher and a little bit of a back bend with pigeon, or you could drop down to elbows, sleeping pigeon. It's all up to you, but just make sure you're not rocking onto one hip. Our hips are level. Our sacrum is balanced right behind us. Good. Up or down. Beautiful breaths. Hands underneath us. Like that ocean wave, to breathe more of those rhythms, either down dog or kneeling. Shift back, child or down dog. And cobra. 3. And back. 2. One more. I'm going straight to the down dog. Last one. Any amount of wiggles until you feel ready to come up to top of mat one last time. Inhale. Exhale. All right. Exhale, hands to heart. So one more side, left elbow under. Get the shoulders in the stretch. So if elbows need to lift and shoulders press down, that's okay. Hips sit back, version 1. Version 2, left thigh wraps over. You're doing version 3, 3 little pulses. Elbows get close to the thighs. And up. 2. And 1. Good. Loading the left knee. Kick back, warrior 3. Warrior 1, elbows lift. Release 3 large arm circles. Forward, back, and around. 2. 1. Beautiful. Briefly back up to sky. Hands to hips, straighten front leg. This is helping to keep the hips square. Let's walk our way down. Last pyramid for this side. Right knee to plant, left hand, slide the left foot back. Right hand briefly reaches up to sky. Good. As it goes down, lower the back knee. Front leg is in the half split arrangement. We're pushing heel into ground as firmly as we can for a count of 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release all the effort. The hamstring is loose again. So either bow forward a bit deeper or scoot forward toward a split as deep as you'd like to go on this side. Scoot the foot into the usable spot on mat, right foot planted. Bump the hands forward. Float left leg, last standing split of the day. Left knee comes to outside of right foot. And then walk the hands backwards to lower the knees down. Yeah. Every time, just a teeny bit more graceful. Good job. So left hand grabs the knees, spiral the spine around. Turning forward, leave left leg. Swing that right leg open. Right hand plants in front of right leg. Left hand reaches up to sky and over. Both hands drop down, surrounding right leg, lean to the right leg. A few more breaths, take it. When you're ready, face the body toward this left knee. And right leg swings the rest of the way back into pigeon. Stay lifted, you can lower the elbows. It's all personal preference. Hands plant. Last of those ocean-like rhythms. So either down dog or child, scoot the hips back. This one will be completely at your pace. 3 rounds, you count it out. whenever you finish your third round, sooner or later, begins our transition towards Shavasana. So if there's last stretches you need in your body, take them. If you're ready to just relax down immediately, go for it. So ultimately ending up in that beautiful restful place. Just easy breathing. There's no rush to get there if the body needs more time. But when you're comfortable, the rhythm will eventually synchronize into for the Shavasana. Again, when you're there, no rush. But the rhythm will be that rhythm of the breath. That rhythm that creates our life. Tuning in as if it knows the rhythm that it should take. And we're trying to just get out of the way to learn from its wisdom. Easy breaths flowing in and out for the next few minutes. Begin to deepen our inhales and our exhales. Introduce little movements back to fingers and toes, ankles and wrists. Out in ways that feel amazing for our body right now. If you'd like a fetal position today, roll over to the side. another 3 or 4 good relaxing breaths. Only rising up to a comfortable seated place when you feel ready, sooner or later. We join hands together in front of heart. We begin to sense how tuning into these rhythms lead us toward greater happiness, greater health, greater vitality. The rhythm of the earth circling around the sun at just the right spot that leads us to have life at all on earth. The rhythm of the moon around the earth that leads the water cycles to happen. It's this beautiful rhythm in each and every one of us that lets us have life, thought, happiness, rhythms of breath, rhythms of heart, even brain waves constantly circulating around. So imagining we could start to tune into these little tiny rhythms of our body to allow us to learn from its wisdom, learn what it needs us to do, to be happy, to be kinder, to be healthier. So with these rhythms to help lead us on, let's wrap up the time we shared together with the sound of Om. Deep inhale now. May we be filled with light and happiness and peace. Namaste.